similar to the great senator who just spoke before me. This amendment seeks to increase transparency around the MassSave program's impact on environmental justice populations. We have made tremendous strides in recognizing that environmental equity is a necessary component in achieving social equity when the Next Generation Climate Roadmap was signed into law just last year. We share one planet. The financial and other benefits of energy efficient construction, improvements, lighting, and appliances should be shared by all residents of the Commonwealth. We have a responsibility not only to set goals and aspirations in the law, but also to provide the mechanisms for effective implementation. Otherwise, we're just paying lip service. This amendment pushes the conversation forward with respect to the MassSave program. MassSave is an initiative sponsored by Massachusetts gas and electric companies who work with the Department of Energy Resources to provide or to promote energy efficiency, helping residents and businesses manage energy use and costs. The initiative is predominantly ratepayer funded. Ratepayers throughout Massachusetts pay an energy efficiency surcharge with their utility bills, and those funds are returned via incentives to individual and business participants in the program. On its face, MassSave has been effective in reducing Massachusetts' energy footprint, motivating residents and businesses to reduce their energy usage while also saving money. Participation, however, is voluntary. The pool of people who benefit from these savings and improvements are self-selected. There's an imbalance between those who contribute and those who benefit, an imbalance that's been acknowledged by the utility companies. Those who benefit are better informed about climate policy, generally speaking, and energy efficiency methods, and importantly, tend to own their own homes. The MassSave program has historically underserved moderate income customers, renters, households with a primary language other than English or limited English proficiency, and environmental justice community small businesses. The priorities of a clean energy future and environmental equity are not mutually exclusive. We can and must accomplish both. And although the newest MassSave statewide plan anticipates measures to address the historical imbalance, the timing of the new plan against the passage of the Next Generation Climate Roadmap has contributed to 3-year plan filings with deficiencies significant enough that DPU would have had sufficient grounds to reject them. The state of initial filings placed significant strain on DPU, which is statutorily required to review these complicated plans within 90 days, during which time requests may be made to the utility companies for additional information and documentation. Procedural delays exercised by the utility companies placed additional pressures on DPU. In the end, however, the Clean Energy Future Priority won out, and DPU found that rejecting the 3-year plans outright would not be in the best interest of ratepayers. We've often seen that type of approval via anti-rejection when matters are raised in very tight timeframes in this chamber. It's not ideal. In light of these issues, I have filed this amendment, which accomplishes the following. It moves the deadline earlier for utility companies to submit their plans by 30 days, giving DPU additional time to thoroughly vet the plans and avoid having to approve by anti-rejection. It prevents certain procedural delays by the utility companies when additional information or documents are requested by DPU by eliminating the fulfillment of other statutory requirements as good cause. And finally, it codifies a requirement for certain data to be collected, reported, and made available to the public to determine the rate at which the energy efficiency surcharges paid by ratepayers from historically underserved populations are being divested away from those populations. As we move forward with a climate policy that incorporates environmental equity, we must also continually evaluate pre-existing programs and initiatives to ensure both of the priorities are met. Metrics may need to be adjusted and new data measured, but this amendment starts with the basics of asking who is paying the energy efficiency surcharge. who is seeing a return of that surcharge via incentives, and what are the demographics of those populations. I hope my colleagues will support this amendment to increase the transparency of the MassSave program and promote greater equity by looking at the efficiency of the review and approval process, and to give us an impact measure on the movement of energy efficiency surcharge dollars to and from our environmental justice communities. Thank you so much. I hope the amendment is adopted.
Question comes on adoption of the amendment. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the amendment is adopted.